20 years, the home of sport.
43.3 on the clock. We're level at 74. Wait, this one's going to go down to the wire. The Cheshire Jets take a crucial victory in the title race. Oh, stolen away, and the Mersey Tigers have won in Newcastle. An excellent performance by the Mersey Tigers. Wow, what a ball game. They are virtually unbeatable in this building. They just won't go away, these shots. A fantastic victory from the Mersey Tigers.
Give him a sign, baby. Give him a sign. Tigers, baby. Trophy champions.
Welcome to the British Basketball League Championship. Basketball is back on Sky Sports, and we're starting with a bang here in a rematch from a playoff game of last season between the Glasgow Rocks and the Sheffield Sharks. The action's just a few minutes away, but first we can bring you up to speed with the 2011-12 championship. We're 4 weeks into the season, but the trophy has taken precedence, so not too much league action so far. No surprises to see Newcastle at the top, but right behind them, Leicester and Worcester, who were 8th and 9th last season. They've both made great starts. Rocks and Sharks both have a couple of defeats already. The champions, Mersey, are looking for their first win, and Guildford have had a tough start to the campaign. Well, it's all about the championship here tonight, but for the Rocks on Friday, they were in BBL Cup quarter-final action, a thrilling game down at Sports Central. Let's see how they got on against the Newcastle Eagles. Newcastle played host to Glasgow in the BBL Cup, with a semi-final place the prize for the winner. The two teams have already met twice in the trophy group stages this season, with the home side winning on both occasions and Newcastle progressing to the final four on points difference. Nothing much to choose between the sides in the opening quarter, but it was the Rocks who enjoyed most of the lead. In the second period, Danny Huffer and Michael Green sparked an 11-2 run by the visitors, which was capped by a Sterling Davis triple to give the Rocks a 35-28 advantage just before half-time. They built on that after the break, with the first 5 points of the third quarter to lead 40-30. The Rocks looked on course for the final four as their lead peaked at 53-40 with just under 13 minutes to go. But write Newcastle off at your peril, and Charles Smith, Joe Chapman and Darius Defoe led the Eagles' charge. Smith and Chapman both connected from long range, and Defoe from the line, as Newcastle poured in 12 consecutive points to open a 67-60 lead with 7.5 minutes to go. Rocks steadied themselves and tied the game at 67 to set up a dramatic finish. The lead swapped hands several times, and with a minute to go, Davis gave Glasgow a 75-73 advantage. But Charles Smith responded with his fifth three-pointer of the game to put Newcastle ahead, and Andy Thompson settled it from the line. Final score, Newcastle Eagles 78, Glasgow Rocks 75. Well, I'm joined now by the Newcastle Eagles player coach Fab Flanoy. Fab, coach of the month for October. You're top of the league. What do you have to do to stay there, Fab?
Continue to do the things that we've been doing. Real happy to be at the top of the league. I think it's the fact that we have continuity through the players that we brought back, especially as well as the new guys are playing well for us.
And what's your take on the league this season?
Very consistent. I think it's going to be very competitive. I think at the start of the season, teams are just having teeth and problems, working out, what they have, what they can do, and, bounce back games and how they respond to, the games on the roads as opposed to playing at home, because everyone really plays well at home.
And of course, you've got a new rival now, Durham, just down the road from you.
Yeah, I mean, that's very exciting for us, just for the simple fact that it's 30 minutes from my door to the end. So it's a bit like more of a home game, but you know, it's a great derby for us.
Well, it promises to be a great championship clash here tonight. Let's see what the two coaches think about it. Well, Sterling, we're a month into the season. How's it been for you guys?
Yeah, it's been going okay. I think we've got some new guys coming in this year, so you know that's always an adjustment phase, getting them acclimated with the system, with how the game is called over here. I think the guys are doing a pretty good job of adjusting right now, but you know we still got some ways to go, but things are looking positive.
E.J. Harrison struggling with an ankle injury, won't be playing today. That's a big blow for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's, you know, going out as our leading scorer right there to lose that, you know, that's real crucial right now at this point in the season, especially with the weekend that we've had, starting off with Newcastle Friday and then finishing it off today with Sheffield. You know, we could definitely use all the manpower we had, but unfortunately we had that injury with E.J. But you know, the guys have done a decent job of trying to make do with the situation and respond to it.
And how is the confidence after that Newcastle game? It looked for all the world like you were going to win with 13 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, we felt pretty good about it in throughout the course of that game. I think the last minute and a half or 2 minutes, just some shots didn't go our way, and then Newcastle converted on a couple of things. So I thought the guys really came out and played well, but we're never satisfied with a loss. So a loss is a loss for us.
And Sheffield, what have you made of them so far this season?
I think they got a lot of experience, a lot of good talent on the team. I think they have a good inside-outside presence. I think it's kind of balanced on that front. So, we have to be prepared to play defensively on both sides. So we got to be just make sure we execute what we talked about in the game plan for our defensive intensity.
Good luck today. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Well, Atiba, you got off to a flying start, but 3 defeats in a row now. How do you assess your team so far?
I think we're still feeling ourselves out, feeling our way out. We're a young team. We've had those 5 good wins. We've had some three tough losses. 2 of them on a couple possession games. So we're still learning. We're still growing as a team, and we've got a young core out here. So it's got to get better. It's going to take time.
Do you think you'll be playing a similar sort of style to the basketball you played last year?
Probably not. Probably a little bit different. Different makeup of the team. We have less shooters, little guards out here. So we got to probably pound the ball inside a little more defensive minded.
You've got a tremendously experienced player in Ryan King in your backcourt. E.J. Harrison out injured. For them, you might have an advantage there.
Maybe, this is a BBL though, so you got to take it. Whoever's on the court, you got to take them serious. And I know the Rocks, they played Newcastle really well the other day, Friday. So they're more than capable of competing and being really good tonight. Yeah,
they came very close to beating the Eagles without E.J. What have you made of the Rocks this season?
I think Sterling's going through similar things as I'm going through as a young core guys. He has some new faces in there, and he's just trying to get them all gelled together on the same page. And I think that's where we're at.
So as the teams get ready to take the court, we can have a look at the 2 lineups, starting with the hometown Glasgow Rocks. And the Rocks, a significantly different team to this time last season, with only really E.J. Harrison and player coach Sterling Davis still around from when these sides last met. Harrison has been suffering with an ankle injury, and he won't play tonight. Fab, that's a big blow for them.
It's a huge blow for the Rocks because with EJ, they found a bit of form early on in the season. They've been playing well, and then he goes out down injured in the last 2 basketball games, which changes the whole complex of the way that they've been playing and resulted for them in two losses. So right now they're probably just going to figure out how to play. Green's been playing extremely well for them, leading the way, playing the point guard position. He's the player to look out for.
And then if we take a look at the Sharks lineup, the notable change for them is in the backcourt, where Langhurst and Ryan King have come in over the summer. Ryan King back for a second spell with the club. He served for 6 years from 1999. Justin Dobbins, another new face, having joined from Worcester. Fab, you've played them a couple of times. What do you made of the Sharks?
Yeah, I think the Sharks are, extremely talented. They can do a lot of things on the basketball court. I just think that they're still working out, what their strengths and what their weaknesses are because they had the changes. They also had Coach Tim Lewis is joining them on the sideline. So, it's a bit of soul searching for them, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be there as one of the teams to beat towards the end of the season.
That's an interesting thing with Tim Lewis joining the Sharks, because obviously Atiba is out on court at sometimes, and Tim is an experienced coach that can only help them.
Yeah, it definitely is going to help them, especially being that, you got 3 player coaches in the building at the same time. The biggest problem that us as player coaches that we have to have, especially early on in the season, is working out how much do our team need us as a coach opposed to how much our team need us as players. And I think with all 3 of us, sometimes we get it right and sometimes we get it wrong. And I think for the Sharks, Tim is really going to help Atiba out in that department.
We'll be right back after this.
Generally considered to be cool, calm, and collected. But this is the Champions League. With just 2 games left, can they get the wins needed for qualification to the knockout stage?
Simply stunning, and it's in! What this made!
The UEFA Champions League next Tuesday and Wednesday, Sky Sports HD.
Dad?
Yes, son.
This human idea of Christmas shopping does my head in.
I know, son. It all feels a bit alien, doesn't it? Running around panicked. I thought 'twas the season to be jolly, but maybe not.
The big man in red seems happy enough.
Everyone else seems terribly stressy, though. I don't understand why they don't just reserve their presents online with Argos.
As a conundrum, it's up there with Justin Bieber and eggnog.
Eggnog.
Bieber.
Hello there.
To guarantee a great Christmas, Argos it. Just check and reserve online and pick up all your presents that same day from over 750 stores. We believe there's a better way to shop online. Argos it.
Down this street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I, several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Here on the street where you live.
You can't help but love this movie.
Come on, let's just do it. You're gonna look weird, man. What do you use this for? You know, my body?
50-50.
Disaronno on the rocks.
Disaronno ginger.
Disaronno sour. Disaronno. Open the possibilities.
Great Britain, get ready for Mario and Sonic. Join in a variety of thrilling new events and make us proud. For your family, for your country, for the fun. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. The fun of the game starts here.
This is the iPhone 4S with iCloud. Now, when you download a song on the go, it's there when you get home. Make a change on the way to work, and it's waiting when you get there. Bookmark a page on this, and it's ready on that. Now the things you do on your phone are where you want them, automatically. iCloud, on the most amazing iPhone yet.
Well, the two teams having their final few words before they make their way out on the court. And Fab, you're sitting pretty at the top of the table with a 4-0 record, but both these teams with 2 defeats to their name. This early in the season, you wouldn't want to pick up a third.
No, you definitely don't want to pick up a third this early in the season, but unfortunately someone will tonight. Especially both teams, as I said before, they're playing extremely well. It's just unfortunate that the schedule felt the way that it did. Ourselves, we played Sheffield twice, and we've played the Rocks 3 times. So, you know, there's three powerful teams within the league playing each other, you know, a total of 5 times within a month of the season. So, you know, it makes an interesting season.
it's one of those things with the trophy kicking off the season as it does now in the BBL. If you're in the same group as a team as your local rival, which you would be, you will play them twice, and then if you get the misfortune to draw them in the cup as well, you can play them 3 times without even seeing them in the league yet, the Rocks.
Yeah, definitely so, because and we're all our closest rivals. Rocks, furthest team north, we sit in the middle, and then you have Sheffield. And right now we all have, pretty explosive basketball teams. But, this is going to make for an exciting basketball game tonight.
Well, we're about ready to go here. The referee has the ball. He wanders into the middle, and then just a pause before he goes back in. And we're going to have the opening jump between Cranston and Dobbins. We are underway, and the Tiba Lions will chase it back, and Sheffield will have the first offense of the ball game. Rocks fans, as they do, on their feet behind their team for that opening score. They're desperate for, but it's Sheffield who will get the first chance with Langhurst. Dobbins into the low post, driving along the baseline, and he's fouled by Cranston. And Dobbins has had an impressive start to his Sharks career.
Yeah, he definitely has. I would have to say Dobbins is one of those that came back from last season looking in better shape, playing extremely well for the Sharks. And it looked like also offensively the Sharks actually went down, took their time to get the basketball down inside. The ball went from one side to the other. They set a good screen for Dobbins underneath and delivered the basketball. And he put an early foul on the Rocks, which right now, they don't want to get into foul trouble early. That's going to hurt Sterling down the line without EJ on the basketball court.
Well, that's the thing. Not only do you take away the veteran leadership and skills of EJ Harrison, but it's another step down the bench when you take a starter out. It just affects your depth, and Dobbins gets the first point on the board. And the Rocks have their first chance on offense. Davis up high. Murray returned to the Scottish side after a spell down with the Jets as Cranston goes to work inside, can't convert.
Yeah, it looks like the Rocks had the same thing in mind of getting the basketball inside and going back at them the other way. Good early tactics by both coaches in trying to get the basketball inside.
Ranking for 3, and offensively he's been putting up some big numbers early in the season.
Yeah, I mean, he's quite at home playing at Sheffield. He knows the system, he knows the lay of the land, and that's just Nate. You can't give him any open shots. He's going to knock him down.
Well, we've seen a lot of action between the two big guys, and they got a foul either way. This one is on Dobbins as Cranston tried to go past him.
Yeah, but as I said before, great tactics by both teams by trying to establish the inside game and putting the pressure under the defense.
Here's Davis. Davis, 3-point shot is good, and the older he's got, the more a perimeter shooter Sterling Davis has become.
Yeah, I mean, Stella's always been a great player. I think most of the times he has his problems when playing because he has to do a lot of coaching. And in this basketball game, he knows he has to step up and he has to play.
Dobbins with a shot from the top of the key for 2. But when Sterling Davis first came in the league, he was such a big, strong foreman. And a bit like yourself, Fab, the older you get, the more you become shooters and guards. And here he is firing up another one.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Sterling right there on the baseline, just came up short. But as we get older, we have to start playing smarter. We're not as fast, so we can't get to the basket, and we spend a little bit more time in the weight room to get our upper body strength strong.
And he has fires up for 3 off the back of the ring, and Cranston just keeps that in bounds.
Yeah, it looks like both the teams are doing real well and working the offense and moving the basketball from one side of the floor to the other side of the floor. They had open jump shots, as you see Green with the basketball, testing Sheffield Sharks out, and that's what he did to us the other night because he actually torched us for, a couple of points in our last basketball game.
28, I believe he had, and shot the 3-point very well. It's interesting with the extended 3-point line. There's a lot of people suggesting that maybe the non-natural 3-pointers, those 4 guys, 3 guys who shot the occasional 3 might struggle with the extra couple of feet out.
Yeah, Dan, you're talking about me, aren't you?
I wasn't fouled, honest.
It's all right. It's again Nate Rankin applying the pressure. It looked like the Rocks are going inside as Sheffield pick up their defensive intensity. I have to say in this basketball game, both teams are really doing a good job of running their offense. I think early on in the basketball game, they're making a concerted effort to get the basketball inside out. As you can see, the ball going inside, and if they score inside, they get open jump shots on the outside.
Shot clock getting low for the Rocks. Murray fires up for three, and when Gareth Murray is hitting threes, he's hard to control.
Yeah, he is, and then again, a fumble play by Sheffield. Gareth Murray gets the basketball and outbounds the ball, and look like the Rocks going to have another chance off the Sheffield's careless offensive inbound play.
Well, Murray almost turned that over, but Wedemeyer was there to pick up the loose ball, just got into his own half as well. Cranston inside, big body, did he walk with it? Yes, he did. Just a little step through the lane, and neither he nor Sterling Davis agreed, but the referee right on the spot thought he took an extra step.
Yeah, referee thought he took an extra step, little bump, but all he had to do was just catch the basketball, turn, seal, didn't even have to take a step. You know, from time to time it happened. Just as long as the referees keep that consistent, I don't think any of the coaches will have a problem with that.
There's Lyons in the corner for three, and Green pulls in the rebound.
Right now, we have to say this basketball game is probably favoring the Rocks a little bit. As you can see, they have a little bit more energy, a little bit more bounce with them, just because they're playing at home. You know, they made two tough shots, and it just seemed like Green, Sterling, and Gareth in this basketball game ready to play.
Great hands from Lang, but it's stolen back by Green. And wait a minute, it looked like Sheffield were off to the races, and suddenly it's the Rocks laying it in for two.
Yeah, it just seemed like Rocks right now just got that little bit of extra energy, probably because they're playing in this and at home, and you know they're ready to play, and they know they desperately want this win.
Cranhouse has gone down. Thought for a minute he might have rolled his ankle. He's a bit slow to his feet, hobbling a touch, but he seems okay. Murray again from the top of the arc is a little bit short, and Jimmy Langhouse pulls in the rebound.
Yeah, they're lucky that Gareth Murray missed that shot. I'm just interested to see how Cranston is playing, because he still look a little bit ginger moving down the line, but he knows he has to play in his basketball game.
Lyons with the rebound, and you're right. Cranhouse, you can see, is hobbling, and having already lost E.J. Harrison to an ankle injury, they wouldn't want another of their starters to go down. Hopefully that's just a little tweak, and he'll be all right to come back in as he hobbles his way to the bench, and Huffer checks in for the first time.
Yeah, one of the things that I have to say about the Rocks bench is that, you know, Huffer and Wedemeyer, the guys that come off the bench, have been really playing well for them. As Sterling gets the basketball and look to go two-man game with Green. But the Rocks bench has really been playing well.
There is Huffer straight into the action with the offensive rebound. Couldn't convert off the glass, and Reinking comes the other way. Tipped loose by Wedemeyer, but Dobbins keeps hold. Dobbins with the spin, fires off the glass, tough shot from Justin Dobbins, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, and that's where you miss the Rocks big man, miss having him on the basketball court, because Dobbins is just a big, strong, dare I say, brute underneath the basket, and there's nothing too much you can do about that with Wedemeyer. He just needs to play the positional defense and hope Dobbins missed that shot.
Well, Dobbins didn't miss that shot, and he will go to the line for a free throw, which is short, and it's knocked loose by Lyons, but Green is first to it. So midway through the opening quarter here, it's the Rocks 10 and the Sharks 12 as Davis tries to tie it up off the glass.
Yeah, and Sterling again making the move. You know, right now I would have to say Sterling's playing with some of his best basketball as we've seen in recent years, as the Sheffield Sharks again try and go down low with Alu Babalola against Gareth Murray, and obviously Alu picks up the foul against Gareth. But it just seems like they're really looking to pound the basketball inside, the Sheffield Sharks are.
Here's another look at this move by Olu. But when you've got Olu in there, you've got Atiba Lyons, you've got Dobbins, that's a pretty big lineup for the Sharks. And you look the other way with Cranston hobbling off, it's not the biggest side for the Rocks. So Sheffield right to pound it inside.
Oh, yeah, you know, they should be pounding the basketball inside, and they're supposed to be thinking about wearing the team down. As I said early in the first couple of minutes, as Alu makes his first free throw, that the game started to favor the Rocks. Now, at this pace, it actually favors Sheffield, you know, if they can get their defense and then pound the basketball inside. So it's more of tactics at this point in time in the basketball game.
I mean, short of bringing in Tuck for one of the guards, they can't go much bigger than this, Sheffield. Here's Green looking to penetrate. On the floor goes Lyons, nothing doing. Here comes Ryan King pushing, has Babalola with him. Oh, it's through the hands of Babalola. It comes back to Ryan King though. Langhurst has it now, penetrates through. Gets it back from Babalola, and again he goes. Davis lines him up for a big block. Davis knew he was throwing that one out.
Yeah, Sterling, as I said before, playing some of his best basketball. Sheffield, the Sharks will probably be upset with themselves that Sterling has Langhurst on, and they switch back. They switch and just look like Sterling is really looking to play, make an impact on this basketball game.
Wadamar drives through and lays it in off the glass for two. Great offense at one end, but fed by some super defense from Sterling Davis at the other, just sizing his man up. All ball on that one, and he grabbed the rebound.
Yeah, just going back to that play again, as the Rocks, extend their defense, Sheffield should have came away with a fast break points, but they don't convert there, and they go ease to an easy basket down here on this side, and then as Sheffield Sharks again try and get the basketball inside, the Rocks extend their defense. Look like Atiba Lyons and Tim Lewis, just thought about it, bringing Tuck into the basketball game just to give it a little change up and bring it probably a little bit more intensity.
Great hands from Huffer to knock it loose. He's off and running, picks it up and lays it in, jams it in fact, but great defense again, feeding good offense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, they feel like they're fueling in off of this crowd. They're extending. The guys that normally play on the bench, they know that they're going to be playing in the basketball game. As you can see, they're always getting hands on the basketball as Sheffield come away with that basket.
Yeah, laid in there, but it was, as you say, Wadamar got a little hand on that to knock it loose, and for a second it looked like the Rocks might come up with it. But they didn't. We're tied at 16. We've 2.5 minutes to go here in the first. That one's knocked out of bounds by Nate Ryan King.
And that was the first time, well, probably first or second time that you see the Sheffield Sharks getting their hand on the ball as opposed on the other side of the court. You have the Rocks, every defensive pressure, every defensive possession getting their hands on it. Sterling misses an open shot there. Can't be too mad about that because that's a good shot for him as the Sharks bring the basketball back up the court.
Here's Tuck at the high post with his first touch. Hands off to Ryan King. Langhurst now. Tuck wants it down on the low block, spinning into double team pressure. Tried to get the pass across court, and eventually it was tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Green, so it'll be a Sharks ball.
Yeah, Rocks right now undersized, but they're winning the intensity battle. They're winning the hustle plays. And I think Sheffield have the right idea of getting the basketball inside, but they don't have the right spacing on the basketball court to work that inside-outside game as they had before.
Ryan King with the inbound. Steps underneath, bounces it off. Dobbins doesn't see the shot clock as it expires, and a 24-second violation against the Sharks. Just a question on spacing, you mentioned it there, Fab. How has it changed with this larger key and bigger three-point line? Has it changed the way you space the game?
Yeah, I mean, it forces you to space, and it takes away the easier opportunities that you had before. As Green drive to the basket, get down the middle, and get a basket. It makes it easier for the offense to move the ball and harder for the defense to actually protect the key.
Oh, there was good vision from Langhurst, but unfortunately for him, Singh, who just checked into the game, went the opposite way. If he'd come back, he had an open lane.
Yeah, he definitely did, and that's what you have in a young and inexperienced Singh, as in cutting to the basketball, because instead of cutting towards the basketball, he was moving away from the basketball, and pretty much because he was being unguarded, so he thought he had to go out to the three-point line again with the spacing, knowing and recognizing which spots on the court that you should be in.
Green brings it forward for the Rocks. They lead this game by a couple. Green going past Gachette like he wasn't even there, and Gachette recovered but could only commit the foul, but that was too easy.
It definitely was. I think that was Sterling talking to Green about, they just cleared the floor and gave the basketball to Green. Obviously, with Langhurst coming out of the basketball game, you have one of the young guards in Sheffield, and Green just taking advantage of that matchup and getting to the basket. That's a heads-up play by Sterling, and just calling the clear out and giving Green the opportunity to get to the basket.
The other thing is he's just walked off the bench. He, hasn't got a sweat on yet, won't quite be to the tempo of the game.
Yeah, it definitely won't, but, you know, it's a tough situation, and, you know, it won't be a bad foul if Green don't convert on these free throws. You know, you got to convert on your free throws in these opportunities right here.
Well, Sterling Davis with a word for the official, not quite sure what about. Green.
Sterling was just probably trying to get Green to get his guys a bit of a blow, trying to get, you know, that little extra second with the official. As you can see, the Rocks extending the pressure. You see Sterling working down low as Nate Rankin, you know, doing what Nate does, creating shots for other people and himself.
Bichette's shot in the corner doesn't go. Huffer was diving out at him, caught him on the arm, and Zach Bichette will go to the line and shoot a pair here.
Yeah, that's why, as you can see, Sterling going over there and patting Huffer on the back, saying, you know, it's a good hustle play. That's a hustle play that from time to time, because you're hustling and you're trying to take away the shooters from the outside, that every now and then you might graze them. The only thing that Huffer should have understood was the scouting report and recognize who your shooters are and who your shooters aren't, and making sure that you get there, obviously, with Nate Rankin making the play. Making the pass for the shot. You just got to know who you're closing out, and that's the difference in, you know, more experienced players. Look like right now the Sharks are doing the job as they get Alu in the basketball game for Dobbins, are looking to wear the Rocks down early on in the first quarter. You see they have about 3 or 4 substitutions already, so they're really looking to get everybody in the game and really looking, trying to wear the Rocks down.
And with that shortened bench, losing EJ and Cranston still not come back into the game, that will be an issue, fatigue for the Rocks, especially as they also played on Friday night, of course. Huffer now with the shot clock getting low, fires up for a long 2, just towed the line, but it was short anyway, and Tuck pulled in the rebound.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that shot from Huffer, you know, just given that as Nate Rankin go to clear out, get the ball inside and work the basketball for Sheffield, but I'm just not quite sure on that shot for the Rocks, because, you know, obviously you want Green making that shot off the dribbles. Alu go down to the right and misses the shot. Rebound, referee says, or out of bounds, referee says it's Rocks ball. But, you know, that's not Huffer's experience. We would probably much rather see Green in that situation making a play for Huffer as opposed to the other way around.
The last offense here of this first quarter, as Green gets it back to Davis. He has a look at the clock, there's 6 to go. It's counted down by the Rocks fans. Davis goes in, steps under, good defense from Tuck. Tough shot doesn't go, and credit the defense there from Mike Tuck to not allow an easy shot there at the end.
Yeah, Sterling looked like he was sizing him up for that play, for that shot, and trying to get him up off his feet. And as I just said in the play before, that shot was either going to go between Sterling Davis and Green to close out the quarter. Good heads-up play by the Rocks for holding the basketball for one shot, and great defense from the Sharks and making sure that they didn't get a basket.
Well, the Sharks looked like they had the upper hand for a few minutes there in this game, but at the end of the first period, it's the Rocks who have the lead. We've reached the conclusion of the first. It's 19-18. We'll be right back after this.
It's getting late in the day, and both these men are desperate to bring this to its conclusion. Oh, but this is still a fine display from these two. They're matching each other shot for shot, back and forth. What's going to happen here? A cheeky little lob. What a remarkable end to the rally. That calls for a Carlsberg.
Carlsberg and Sky Sports, your weeknight reward.
Okay, guys, bring that baby back. Put the beers on ice, Houston. We're on our way.
Tell the kids, Daddy's coming home.
Fire up number 5.
Course 90. Coordinates locked.
Planet Earth, good to see you, buddy. Houston, we're back.
Luton Airport regrets delays due to an unscheduled arrival.
2 for 1 from £69. At npower, we want to give you a helping hand during the colder months.
I've got it. Last one. Let's get this secured.
So whether you're with us already or thinking about joining, you could fix your energy prices for 2 winters. There. That's fixed it. Plus, when you sign up, we'll give you up to £40 off your bill, making this winter a little easier. Here's how. Call 0800 40 60 30.
This Christmas,
we've put together the ultimate wish list.
From Beats to Babyliss.
The year's must-have gifts.
At prices you mustn't miss.
From tablets to TVs. What's more, we're giving away a dream wish list.
Worth £10,000.
Every week till Christmas.
Plus a £1,000 gift card every single day.
So check it out online now.
And make your wishes come true.
Currys and PC World. We can help.
Feeling a bit woolly-headed? Mucus makes the congestion worse. Try Mucus Relief tablets, new to Sudafed. They ease the swelling in your nasal passages and help to reduce the amount of mucus you produce. For a clearer head, try Sudafed.
Justice has a price.
I'm done.
Justice. It's Cinemas Friday.
The Saver menu is full of classic McDonald's tastes, such as the mouth-marvelling 99p medium fries. So classic, if they were a film, it would be timeless and all emotional. Or the taste bud sizzling £1.39 double cheeseburger. So classic, it would make the most classic car feel a little bit sad. That's McDonald's, and then some.
When we look at the world differently, it allows us to do different things. Whether it's mortgages that make coming home feel extra special. Or chasing great savings rates so you can sleep a little easier. Nationwide. On your side.
Order your succulent Norfolk Black Turkey now, and it'll be ready and waiting in-store in time for Christmas. Sainsbury's, bringing you all of the ingredients for a show-stopping Christmas.
Stop faffing. Gavin's holding the bus. If you miss it, you'll have to go round and close that crossing again, Mayor. I heard, Criminal Jack.
Yeah, all right.
The Cafe opens Wednesday, November 23rd, Sky 1 HD.
Welcome back to Kelvin Hall, where the Glasgow Rocks lead the Sheffield Sharks 19 points to 18, and good crowd in here in Kelvin Hall. They'll be pleased to see DeAndre Cranston checking back into the game for the Rocks after that early ankle twist.
Yeah, it definitely was. He probably just needed, a moment to, get the blood circulating and basically go tighten his shoes up, and use the adrenaline for the rest of the game to walk it off. I'm pretty sure he's all right. This is a big game tonight.
Green steps back out. Puffer on the far side with Murray running baseline. Murray spins inside, drops after Wedemeyer for two. Good offense from the Rocks.
Yeah, great offense from the Rocks. Sterling coming out of the basketball game, taking his blow right here. Again, Rocks making hustle plays, energy plays, and Sterling obviously looks like he's going to check right back into the basketball game. And I think it's for the big guy, because I'm not quite sure if he is healthy. He just gave Sterling a nod as if, something's not right, so Sterling checks back into the basketball game. That's going to be probably a big blow for the Rocks if, he's unable to complete this contest.
Certainly is. He looks to be undoing his laces at the moment as Gachette fires up for three. That is off right. And Wedemeyer with the rebound. You can see, I don't know, I'm hoping he's just taking it off to get an extra bit of tape put on. But, yeah, that's not a good sign when you come back out of the game after 30 seconds.
Yeah, it definitely isn't, but we'll keep a close eye on that as Sterling looks to go back down inside and Tuck doing reasonably good defense, but the referee looked like he called for a blocking foul, if I'm correct, or pushing foul there called on him. Just probably a little bit too much contact, but who knows who was initiating the contact, whether that was Sterling or Tuck. That's probably what Tuck is telling the other official. But we can see the big guy for the Rocks over there, doing something again to his shoelace. He looked like he'd taken it off, just looked like he re-strapping his ankle brace. And looked like he's going to try and get a little bit of tape. He's sitting there talking to EJ as Sterling takes the free throw.
Well, he has got quite a significant brace on his ankle anyway. It looks like they're going to take that off, try and get some tape on it, and then I assume put the brace back over the top of that, and hopefully he'll be able to go at some point.
Yeah, it definitely was. But by that point in time, looked like Sheffield had taken advantage of Gareth Murray down inside, and the Rocks not having a big guy. Really taking advantage of that matchup inside. Looked like it's going to be a long game for the Sharks, and for the Rocks, because they're going to pound the basketball inside.
This Hopper for the Rocks, round the screen. Davis still going to the finger roll. Nice move from Hopper for the lane.
Yeah, again, Rocks bench is playing extremely well. The difference between the Rocks bench and the Sharks bench, in particular the young guys for the Rocks know that they're going to play in a basketball game, whereas for Sheffield, their young players know they have to earn their minutes. So it's a little bit of a different confidence factor that the Rocks have that the Sharks young players definitely don't have. Alu takes the basketball to the basket hard, gets fouled by a cheap little reach in there, and he's exposed them, in particular going left towards the basket. So referee caught him. That's a good sign for the Sharks.
Babalola with the bonus free throw, but first of all, there's going to be a substitution with Dobbins checking back in, and it's Singh who will sit down for the Sharks. And worryingly, that wasn't on the bench to the Cranston. It wasn't to put tape on it, it was to put ice on it. That is not a good sign. His foot is now iced up, and that's never a great sign for a guy coming back on court if he's got ice on it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just, marking his, position that he's probably pretty much done, but we'll keep a close eye on that. But as I said before, that would be a huge blow for the Rocks if he's no longer able to compete in this contest.
Green fires up from the old three-point line, but this year it's only worked 2.
Wow, he's walking back on defense, shaking his head, talking about the young player isn't supposed to be on him. He looks like he's really trying to exploit that matchup as, again, they get the basketball inside out as they throw the basketball, kicks the basketball at Dobbins, and he missed the jump shot.
Here's Hopper for the Rocks, pulls up from about 17 feet for 2.
Yeah, right now, Rocks is just playing purely on adrenaline right now. They're making shots and they're making plays on both sides of the court, fueled by the playing at home and fueled by the fact that they know that they're not going to be coming out of this basketball game, so they have to play extremely well. Whereas right now, Sheffield taking uncontested shots and not moving the ball well. Obviously, Dobbins cleaned up on the rebound on the inside, but it's going to be a battle of attrition for the Rocks. And Sheffield's going to be a battle of will that they keep pounding the basketball inside.
Well, Dobbins doing a good job on the offensive glass. Langhurst missed 3. Here's Murray to fire up from behind the arc. A little bit rushed into that one, and Tuck grabs the rebound.
Yeah,
Gachette on the break. Laid it in for 2.
Yeah, that last play was, probably a little bit rushed on a shot because he had Alu Babalola guarding him on that jump shot. Pretty much rushes anybody. Alu's a big guy,
What am I? Just towed the line. That one's only worth 2. Shuffle your feet back, you get an extra point for that.
Yeah, but can't be too hard on him. Those are the players that he's talking about with the moving the three-point line a little bit further back. Last season, that would have been a great 3. As of this season, it's not.
Good defense as well by Waitemata to steal it away, and the Rocks have a chance to build on their 4-point lead here.
Yeah.
There's Huffer sizing up Langhurst. Davis off with the screen, fires up for 3, a little short. Green had the inside box out and sticks it back. It was almost as if Green was the defensive player there.
Yeah, right now, he's going for the unconventional three-point play, the old-fashioned three-point play, as I say. And, that's a bit of a twist as a timeout called by Atiba Lions as Sterling Davis, their big guy, shooting the 3, and their point guard, Green, getting the rebound, working hard to get the position. More importantly, you had Huffer inside. He was the one that passed the basketball out, the smallest guy on the court. So it just seems like the Rocks are just playing off adrenaline and feeding off each other. As you can see here, Atiba and Tim talking about how they're going to get the momentum back in this basketball game, because it's about more right now of will, who's asserting their will, and right now the Rocks is taking full advantage of their will in this basketball game. 2 players down.
Well, that's the interesting thing, is because you can see there they put from Cranston there getting ice and being taped up. They've already got E.J. Harrison out injured with an ankle injury. This is where we think it happened here. Just there, you see, he stepped on Dobbins' foot a little bit and tweaked it. Didn't seem much, but it's one of those things that He can just go underneath you there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a big guy too, so you know we can't
There's a lot of weight
That's a lot of weight going through there. So though it wasn't a high jump, you know, big guys, you know, when they roll their ankles, there's a lot of weight going through that. So you know, hopefully it's not too bad. But we're going to see out of this timeout how the Sharks respond, because that timeout was more for a momentum swing or more of a momentum stopper for the Sharks, and going to try and get this basketball game back under control. It's not so much as the score margin, it's just so much of the feel of the basketball game.
Well, they certainly have, as you say, that was a three-point play. I don't know. It was only one shot. There was a slight delay as nobody worked out there was only one shot because Green had made the lay-in, but referee said, yeah, it's an end-line ball, and the Sharks trail here by 7. But it seemed as if everything's going against the Rocks, but the hustle and the adrenaline is kicked in, and they're playing hard as Tuck goes to the hole for 2.
Yeah, they're playing with their backs to the wall, and that time, that was a play for the Sharks that was called out of timeout. You saw they had the correct amount of spacing. The Rocks was unable to deflect the ball and put a hand on it. It seems like the Sharks are extending their defense because Green is all the way out to the half-court line, and they're picking up, you know, near enough at half-court.
Huffer to the hole off the handoff, and Mike Tuck is called for the block, just didn't quite recover around in time, and it'll be 2 free throws.
Yeah, with this, it just seemed like they're extending the pressure, as you can see on a replay here, as Tuck just sliding across, and he didn't get straight on. He got more of a side, just probably a split second too late. You got to get that contact right through the middle of your chest. But with the Rocks, I mean, the Sheffield Sharks extending the pressure, the easiest thing to alleviate pressure is to use the full of the court and to go back door, which in particular they did. As you can see, Huffer taking the free throws. He just, you know, young kid, don't look, you know, a shy bit, unconfident. Just, you know, he's looked like he's taking his opportunities and relishing them, and you know, and coming up big for his basketball team, because you know Gareth Murray's going to be there. You know Sterling Davis is going to be there. You know Green is going to be there. But the likes of Huffer and Wedemeyer, you know, in this basketball game, you know, they're putting in key plays and key baskets for them as he makes both the free throws.
And he's up to 8 personal points. He's actually the second leading scorer on his team, and that's something you need when you got the 2 main guys go down.
Yeah, you know, those are bonus points right now for them, because you know those really and truly, those are EJ points. Right now, the Sharks are looking to work the basketball 2-man game between Dobbins and Nate Rankin. Looks like the Sheffield Sharks called the play out of a timeout, and again, it looked like they're struggling to get the basketball inside because the extended pressure on the Rocks. The extended pressure that the Rocks have as the Rocks rebound the ball, and they're off to the races in the fast break.
Wedemeyer fires up for 3, doesn't quite go. Murray with the inside step, gets the offensive rebound off his own miss, couldn't quite convert. Dobbins called for the foul, but that's twice in quick succession that the Rocks have the inside position on a missed shot.
Yeah, it definitely is, and that came in particular out of fast break. And as you can see, it's 2 gold shirts down there. You know, Nate Rankin was guarding Gareth Murray, and Nate Rankin is probably about 6'1", 6'2", and Gareth Murray's 6'10", and that's 6'7". You know, it's going to be a pretty tough battle for Nate Rankin to get that rebound. But Gareth Murray got 2 rebounds. It wasn't the first one, it's the second one. And usually you get the ball that close underneath the basket, it's pretty much a foul as he misses the second free throw.
But the Rocks still leading here, 37 points to 29. We're halfway through the second period. This BBL championship game. Langhurst fakes at the 3, steps inside, has room at the elbow, dumps off to Dobbins. Oh, what a block from Murray! Came from the weak side, threw it out. Dobbins looks for the official as if to say it was a goaltend, wasn't it? Referee having nothing of it.
Definitely was a spectacular play down there, and I'm going to see if they can capitalize off of Huffer making an unbelievable play going to the basket. I was right about to say he should have kicked it out to Green, but Huffer knows a little bit better and getting that shot. That's a Murray. I didn't get a chance to see it, probably look at it a little bit closer next time, but you know, that's one of the plays that the Sharks stood there and was complaining to the referees while the Rocks was going down on the other end.
Here it is again, Fab. What do you make?
The ball goes up.
It's close. I think if we were at the EIS in Sheffield, that might be called a goal test.
Yes, I would believe so, but we're up in Kelvin Hall.
Ryan King off the side of the ring did just get a little touch there, and it will be a possession to the Sheffield Sharks.
An interesting lineup that the Rocks have in the basketball game. You know, they just checked in a little.
Johnny Bunyan.
Johnny Bunyan. It was, you know, looks he looks a little bit young on the basketball court, but that again is showing, you know, the lack of depth that the Rocks have right now as the Sheffield Sharks are trying to punish them in the inside and getting the basketball down low. So it's going to be interesting to see, because again, it's going to be a battle of attrition for the Rocks as Green comes out of the basketball game.
Murray still debating the call. It won't change the official's mind, and the Lions will go to the line and shoot a couple. There's EJ in the front of you screen there, trying to help out. In fact, he won't shoot two. The referee deemed it was on the floor, and I think at first they thought they might be over the limit, but it's not the Rocks who are over the limit. Bichette drives through, tosses one off the glass, tries to jam in his own rebound, can't do it. Wedemeyer now has it. Back up to Bunyan. Is it that you're getting older that he looks younger, Fab?
It pretty much might be that right there. As Gareth Murray looks to make a play on the offensive side, pass the basketball, Bunyan gets the basketball inside the Wedemeyer.
Oh! Circus shot that's waved off because he's called for a traveling violation.
He called for the traveling violation.
Explaining that to our son there. No baskets, a traveling violation.
Yeah, Wedemeyer probably saying that he got bumped into the travel, a little bit upset with himself, but can't necessarily believe it because he said he probably had a little bit more contact. As you can see it here, step through. He probably
it's a great shot. Whatever the call, it's still a great shot.
Yeah, they're cleaning up the floor from the little wet spot that Wedemeyer had on the basketball court. But right now, basketball 10-point game, 3 minutes left to go, and about three left to go in the half. And it just seems like right now everything's favored towards the Rocks, but battle of attrition. I would be surprised to see if they pick up any more fouls if they change their defense just to save themselves, because you have Gareth Murray playing the post position, playing the inside position. As you can see here, Sharks just easily get the basketball inside. There's nothing pretty much that the Rocks can do about the size disadvantage that they have at this moment in time.
Babalola makes it 8. Up and throwing it back to Davis. Davis has it stripped away. Comes out to Bunyan though. Davis fires up for 3, all string from Sterling Davis. The lead is out to 11, as big as it's been.
Yeah, the same thing that happened in the game that we played on last week. They get up a lot of points. Nate Rankin drives to the basket, and easy two. You've seen Nate Rankin do that so many times. But again, Sterling Davis, top of the shot, top of the key, 3-point shot, and you know, I think he's probably at about 50% where he made 2 and missed 2.
Murray with the jump shot off the back of the ring from his perspective, and just over 2 to play here. Langhurst for the Sharks. Lions. Babalola wants it down low, but Davis is there to tip it away.
Yeah, as Green checking back into the basketball game, probably needs that. The little young fella did extremely well. I call him a young fella because I would like to stay young myself. But Green checks back into the basketball game because obviously they need Green's experience and his talent on the basketball court, closing the end of the end of the second quarter out.
Langhurst drives in, dumps it off, but it's through the hands of Lyons. I think Lyons was going for a rebound, wasn't expecting the pass.
Yeah, it was an extra pass from your point guard, just a little bad play right there by communication from the Sharks team.
Hoffer for 3 doesn't go, and the rebound is pulled in by Zach Bichette. Gets it forward to Langhurst, on to Babalola. Lions Babalola with the little crossover driving, flips it up, gets his own rebound, and the defense was there, just none of them went after the ball.
Yeah, as you can see, the Rocks walking up. A few of the players are starting to walk up the court because, you know, that was a play that 2-3 minutes ago that they was capitalizing off and they was rebounding. It's just going to see how much energy that they have left to close out this quarter.
Shot clock getting low. Wedeman driving baseline, spins back in the other way, fires one up. This doesn't go. Huffer trying to keep it alive, saves it, but only to Langhurst. And he'll look to push for the shots, gets it to Gachet. Gachet almost lost the handle for a second. Reinking wide open, 4-3. And the only surprising thing on that is it didn't go in.
Yeah, Nate don't miss too many shots like that. And I think the Sharks are a little bit lucky because the Rocks are lucky because they didn't really get back on that position. Looked like Green is going to isolation play with him and Sterling, screen and roll. Green probably forced shot, miss it there, but the Rocks again, Huffer with the rebound, energy play.
No reset on the shot clock, so he had to fire it up, but a third chance opportunity, and you just cannot give a team 3 chances to score.
Not 3 chances to score, not when you're on the road, not when you're playing well. I can take the missed shots on the offensive end because, you know, you're gonna make some shots, you're gonna miss some shots, but you cannot lose the energy plays, you cannot lose the hustle plays, and that was one of the things that I talked about at the start of the telecast, is teams are gonna play well at home, it's just gonna be how well you play when you're on the road.
Well, that certainly was a big factor in the BBL last season, the lack of away wins. There were no easy places to go to. Davis converts from the line.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's the same here. As you can see, the crowd is a little bit intimidating. You know, the Rocks are playing, you know, with their back to the wall. And, you know, I have to say, as they hold, Sheffield Sharks hold for 1 shot, I have to say that, you know, if you look at the lineups, you would favor Sheffield.
Well, you would, but it hasn't played out like that as Langhurst drives through, fires up with 2 on the clock. It's short. Gachet gets the rebound, tosses it back, but he didn't know how long he had left. He tried to get it out of his hands quickly, perhaps too quickly. It didn't go. Everything seemed to be going against the Rocks with the injuries, but they played really well here in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, after we played them on our last basketball game, I spoke to Sterling. Sterling said it's just going to be a battle because, to be quite honest, in the way that we played the basketball game, it could have easily won that basketball game. It was 3 games between us. But he said it was just about making sure how do they reciprocate that, how do they duplicate that energy, how do they duplicate that energy within the basketball game. And it seems like they're doing a great job of it tonight.
They certainly are. We're at the half. It's 44 Rocks, 35 Sharks. Second half action when we return.
There are no easy games. There are no easy rounds. In this tournament, it's 100%. All the time. But that's what you'd expect from the Heineken Cup. 10 live games this weekend, starting Friday, 7:30. Coverage sponsored by Amlin Insurance. Sky Sports HD.
Choose from a range of phones starting at £21 per month, and we'll give you £200 to help with your Christmas shopping at Sainsbury's, Debenhams, Toys R Us, or Next. Have a wonderful Christmas with Carphone Warehouse.
Press 81 Premium Cider. Chill to perfection.
This is the iPhone 4S with Siri.
Remind me to get milk when I leave work.
Here's your reminder for when you leave work.
Tell my wife I'm going to make it.
Here's your message to Emily.
What does my day look like?
Not bad. Only 2 meetings today.
Do I need an umbrella tonight?
There's no rain in the forecast for tonight.
Say hello to the most amazing iPhone yet.
Whoa! Isn't that amazing? Did you ever see that happen before?
No, I've never been so close to an iceberg in my life.
Whoa!
This is pretty cool. Oh, I got this on video.
Come on, let's just do it. You're gonna look weird, man. What do you use this for? You know, my body?
One of the best films you'll see this year.
I like to get touched when I cry.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, Anna Kendrick, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Angelica Houston.
Yeah, I look like Voldemort.
50-50 in cinemas November 25th.
Down the street before, the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I, several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live.
Welcome back to Kelvin Hall here in Glasgow, and the news we can give you at the halftime is DeAndre Cranston has relaced up his boots. He wasn't running very hard in the warm-ups, but he has at least tied them back up. He's not come back on. Not sure if he's going to come back on, Fab.
Not sure, but he's warmed up there, and it looks like he's standing there warming up, and it just looks like he's getting it ready, because there is a quite possibility that he could even feature in this basketball game, because it's going to be a battle of attrition for the Rocks if they can maintain, and with the scarce number of bodies, that's going to be the question.
Certainly is. They did really well through 20 minutes despite that early ankle injury and missing E.J. Harrison from the start, but can they turn that into 40 minutes? And there's a foul called, and of course the other thing that you've got to talk about is foul trouble with a limited roster. That's only number 1 on Sterling Davis, but it's something to keep an eye on in this second half.
Yeah, it definitely is, and you can start of this quarter, you can see they're looking good, the basketball inside as Nate drives to the basket and get a quick basket going towards the baseline. Pretty shot by Nate Rankin. But, in the first half, it was Dobbins and Alu for the main scorers. Sheffield got so many different weapons. They got to get somebody else on the score line and someone into this basketball game to help out, Dobbins and Alu, who's doing damage inside for them.
Here's Murray out to Davis. Shot clock at 6 as he fires up for 3. Doesn't go. Easy rebound for Babalola.
Yeah, that was a good look for Sterling. Just mad that he missed it. Looked like, again, Sharks are going inside, and Dobbins looking to take advantage of it. He missed it. Rebound to Murray. Tipped out to Huffer as he brings the basketball up the court.
Well, Davis almost moved out of the way there to avoid the foul. I think that threw Dobbins off. Green with the tough shot from the elbow is short, and Langhurst with the rebound.
Yeah, it looks like the Rocks opened up, with some jump shots. Obviously, they don't have the big body. Sterling's the biggest body that they have, and he's on the perimeter for them right now. And they're looking to get the ball inside, but right now, Sharks are just moving the basketball around, searching to get some type of spark from anybody. Alu with the off-balance shot, he misses it as the Rocks push the basketball up the court.
Murray, good defense from Babalola. He'll run it back the other way, crosses past Davis, who lets him go, but Ola misses an easy finger roll.
Yeah, definitely there, and you can see there Sterling, went with him and then just pulled back because he can't afford to pick up that foul. Alu's pretty upset with himself for missing that layup, but that's going to be one that, you're going to come back at the end of the game and think about, how much of a variance they make. As Green makes the top of the shot, and he turns around, looked to the bench, and points over and said, "This was for you, that was for you, EJ."
Well, it opens the Rocks' lead out to 10 here. They've managed to maintain for the opening 2 minutes of the second half. And Lions can't score from close in. Rocks looking to push with Green. Wedemeyer for 3. Rattles out as the Rocks look for back-to-back long ranges.
Yeah, that was an open shot by Wedemeyer in the fast break that pretty much take that shot. Just look like right now it's coming out in the start of this third quarter, the same type of intensity that they had, that the Rocks had, you know, is favoring them in this basketball game as Nate Rankin pulls up for three at the top of the key.
Green with the rebound, Davis out in front, he gets it to Huffer instead, and Huffer will jam it down. Smart play from Green, saw he couldn't throw it to Davis, went left to Huffer for the dunk.
Yeah, and that's Huffer's second dunk. He's going to probably be featuring this year's dunk contest. But it's, you know, right now, all momentum is going to the Rocks right now. You can see Tim Lewis standing up on the sideline, you know, trying to get his team into it to spur him on. Alu again trying to get something inside, misses. The Littles got Langhurst with the rebound, attacks it, and any type of spark that the team, that the Sharks need, you know, will get them back in this basketball game. Maybe that might be it. As a team would go over there and talking to Tim Lewis, you know, about their tactics about getting tucked early into this basketball game early with 3 minutes passed within the basketball game. So right now, Sharks are just really searching for a spark.
Well, I'm sure the Rocks will be a bit disappointed that Langhurst managed to get that rebound and get himself to the foul line here for a bonus, because they'd done a good job defensively, forced the missed shot. Then it was just about grabbing the rebound, but nobody went after the ball. Coaches never like to see it bounce on the floor off a missed shot.
We definitely don't, because again, those are energy plays and hustle plays, and again, that's both teams. You know, well, obviously Sharks coming away with that one, but those are the ones that the Rocks been getting pretty much all basketball game.
3-point play is converted by Langhurst, and it's a 10-point Rocks lead here.
Hopefully that'll probably get Langhurst going, because he hasn't got much going in his basketball game so far. As Rocks, you know, look to work the basketball. Green at the top of the key, isolation. Murray, and looks like Sterling gonna go two-man game. Sterling and Dobbins. Pretty much Sterling going up.
Oh, blocked
Great
by
block
Dobbins.
by Dobbins. Say he's seen enough of that jump shot. You shooting that jump shot in my face. It's 2 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if the Rocks can get something good out of it. They ain't got much time to operate.
It's into Wedemeyer, who fires up. It's off the front of the ring, and Reinking grabs the rebound. Reinking, oh, he was trying to get it to Dobbins. The basket got in the way. Green out on right break. Little behind. Huffer did well to catch and finish that.
Well,
what a play.
Yeah, well, spectacular play. Green go to the Huffer, a slap, high five, letting him know my bag on the pass. But Huffer said, that's all right. I can convert that shot anyway. Just give me the ball, man. I'm ready to play.
And he's now the game's leading scorer with 14. Dobbins looking to go to work. Good hands from Davis to knock it loose, and it came off Justin Dobbins' leg last. And that is going to go out of bounds for a Rocks ball and force Atiba Lions into calling a timeout. And we see Cranston there still loosening up that ankle. They may not need him to come back the way things are going.
They definitely might not need him, but as you know, right now Rocks are playing off all emotion. Timeout called by Atiba to get his team psychologically heads back into this basketball game. You know, the fumble plays, missed layups, not getting to the basketball on loose ball situations, and the Rocks are taking advantage of every situation possible. It just seems like right now the Sharks feel that they can't do anything right, and it looks like the Rocks feel like they can't do anything wrong.
Well, we did wonder whether the halftime break was unfortunate for the Rocks, because they'd got that momentum. They were playing despite the fact they were lost players to injury. But actually, it doesn't seem to have affected them one bit.
No, it don't seem to affect them one bit, because it seemed like they came out with the same game plan that they had. The question of this basketball game is going to be how Sheffield established themselves in this basketball game. Because if they don't start doing it now, before you know it, the momentum of the game will be taken away from them. And you don't want to be the road team playing in a hostile environment.
Well, Gareth Murray turns point guard here for the Rocks, brings it across the halfway line. Green runs round the screen and gets it from him. Green, a little stop and go, pull up from mid-range, doesn't quite go, and good work from Wedemeyer to tip it loose, and Huffer chased it down into the corner. Davis drives past Dobbins to the hole, and Sterling Davis will feel he should have been going to the line for one free throw. As it is, it'll be two.
Yeah, a little bit upset at himself. Look, great play by Sterling. Called the timeout to get the basketball in Gareth Murray's hands. He wanted to get the screen and roll action with Green. Green missed the shot. And again, hustle plays between Wedemeyer and Huffer to get them that second chance opportunity. Sterling mad at himself because he should have been going to the free throw line for one shot. He misses his first free throw, but, you know, he made the tough ones with 3-point shots and just missed the chippies.
Well, a chance to at least get a point on the board from this play and stretch the lead out to 12. Babalola will come back into the game for Justin Dobbins, who cuts a forlorn figure as he goes to the bench. He just feels that he's not been getting a couple of calls in the last few minutes.
It definitely is. It seemed like a T-Batist taking him out of the basketball game, and you're going to try and match up with the Rocks a little bit, size for size.
Great defense again from Huffer to come up with the steal. Davis out to Murray. Green. Wedemeyer goes the other way to the screen, spins round, draws the contact, and one! What a play, long arms to finish it off for Wedemeyer. He's fouled by Gachette and will go to the line for a bonus.
And that three-point play was started by Huffer on the other end with the defensive steal.
Reinking Sharks in a 15-point hole here midway through the third period. Stolen away again by Huffer, 2 steals in a row, gets it to Green, and Green will jam it down, and 5 points off 2 defensive steals from Danny Huffer.
Yeah, extremely player. Nate Rankin, real fast break down the basketball court, misses the shot, and they're able to put the basketball back in and try and get something to stop the bleeding from Sheffield, stop the drought from the Sheffield Sharks. Look like they're going to try and get some cheap buckets, but Rocks are scoring again off of their defense. Huffer drives right down the middle of the court.
Charge.
And that's a charge. It's clear as day. You know, you can't fault him for, you know, for being aggressive in that situation, you know, but that's a charge, clear cut. As you see in the replay, Alu come, and he's outside of the restricted circle. And the difference between that one, the contact was straight through the middle of his chest. It wasn't on the sign. Great call from the officials.
Perhaps just needed to pull up halfway through the lane because Babalola was always going to get good defensive position. Here's Reinking for the Rocks, for the Sharks, sorry. Tuck going to work. Under pressure, fires it up, doesn't get it to go, and Wedemeyer is called for what I make his 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, and you look a little bit surprised on there. It probably wasn't much contact, but with the way the official rule is that your arms have to be straight up. They can't be over a player. If they're straight up in the air and the players initiate contact, it's no foul. But if your hands aren't straight up in the air and, you know, they're at an angle, it's an automatic foul.
Well, Tuck is off right with the free throw.
It just seems like, you know, there's a cloud hanging over the Sharks at this point in time. You know, it just seems like they don't, you know, they're a really good team as they go into a press real quickly, try and get something going, try and spark them.
Oh, Huffer almost lost it. Fortunately for him, Davis was behind, and Davis with a poor decision really to try and throw the bounce pass cross court. Fortunately for him, it was deflected out of bounds and will be possession for the Rocks as Singh checks in for Gachette.
Yeah, it just seemed like the Sharks threw on a little press just to change the tempo of the basketball game, get something going, and, you know, they got hands on it in two times and didn't come up with it. Let's just see how far they extend their defense.
Wedemeyer around the screen. Murray, let's go from behind the arc. That one had the line, but not the legs. Reinking has it now for Sheffield.
Just look like they're trying to create, getting the basketball inside. And foul call on Gareth Murray at that point in time. Again, not quite sure of his hand distance or where the angle of his hands was over his head or was it with the hanging over his body. But that's really going to hurt the Rocks if they're at that foul call. As there's quick timeout, as you can see the replay here. 2 arms, as you can see right before he went up. A bit of a difficult, tough angle for Gareth Murray. But, you know, official called it.
Well, the good news for Sheffield fans watching this at home is on Friday night, the Rocks had a lead somewhere in this sort of margin with about this length of time to go in the game, and Fab Flanoy and his Newcastle Eagles came back to win that. What advice could you give the Sharks for making such a comeback?
I would give the advice to the Sharks that they better start now, because the thing is, we were at home. That's the difference. And, you know, they need to, you know, start creating energy plays and start creating hustle plays and get, you know, the momentum of the basketball game, because it's not necessarily shot selection. It's not necessarily what they're doing on defense. It's just they don't have the momentum.
Huffer for 3. That's a little short. And rebound falls in the hands of Babalola, and makes some threes like Joe Chapman and Charles Smith did on Friday night. That might help. Here's Singh driving baseline, dumps off to Tuck. Good offense by the Sharks, finds them 2 points.
Yeah, and again, it just seemed like they sparked it with the press, and it looked like they're extending it. They look like they're in the zone, look like they're going to change the complex and the position of where the shots come from. Even though the zone, you protect the area, it's the three-point shots, but they're not getting them out of their man offense, which is changing the whole tempo of the game.
Huffer loses it, shot clock's getting low, he's got to fire it up. One as he puts it up, it hits nothing even. So will be a 24-second violation and a Sharks ball. And the change in defense certainly threw them a little bit, and it's thrown them enough to force the Rocks into a timeout. This is totally to respond to the defense.
Yeah, definitely is, and a great call from the Sharks, and you know, changing the tempo of the basketball game, and good job by Sterling Davis in calling the timeout and getting his team in gather, because it's the press leading back into the zone, and that was the first time that I can arguably say Huffer took a bad shot, but it was only because of the change of the shot clock, as well as the change of the defense, not knowing which shot to put up.
So here's the thing then, if you're Sheffield, do you come out and go back into a man-to-man? Because clearly the Rocks are going to be talking about how to break down this zone defense, or do you keep faith with it right now? It worked here.
I personally would keep faith with it, because it's been working, and it's the only thing that's gotten them into the basketball game that they got. So, you know, they feel a little bit confident. They got a steal off of it. They got a couple of deflections. They got the rebound, and they got about 4 points from scoring from. So you have to keep it. You just have to be a little bit aware of it, or it could just go into a man-to-man for one possession to throw it off, to throw them off, and then come back to it. But you definitely do not, you don't stop doing what's working for you and giving you the momentum.
Well, it's an 11-point game. The Rocks fans watching on, they'll feel pretty comfortable with the way their team has played and the lead that they've got, but they will know how easily these things can disappear.
Look like the Rocks are going to a zone themselves as well to change up the complex of the game as well. Probably save them from foul trouble.
Babalola through. Langhurst fakes at the 3, and a lazy reach round from Wedemeyer, and I think that might be his 4th personal foul. It is indeed. And just a reach round when you got beaten with 12.5 minutes to go, you just don't need that foul.
You definitely don't, and it puts them at the free throw line. You know, Langhurst, good free throw shooter. You know, again, it's momentum going favor back to the Sharks, and being down 11 points as they cut it to 10 points here with Nate Rankin, Longhurst, Tuck, and Alo on the court. 10 points is nothing. You know, they have a very experienced team. So right now it's about pace as he makes the second one, and Rocks need to play smart, but they need to still play to win the basketball game.
Well, Manayek's into the game for the first time, as Wedemeyer has to sit down and, you know, just ride out this quarter at least on 4 fouls. Sheffield coming with this pressure up court, sort of 1-2-1-1 press.
Yeah, they're pressing right now. Gareth Murray, 3-point shot, and he misses. It's a great wide open by Gareth Murray. But again, it's the press that's taking them out of their rhythm, taking them out of comfort zone where they was getting those shots at from before.
It's one of them where if it goes in, it's a great shot. If it doesn't go in, it's way too early in the offense. Let's get ourselves set.
Yeah, it definitely is, but at this moment in time, they got nobody else.
Langhurst hits from the corner for 3. And the Sharks, with 2 minutes to play, are right back in this game, trailing by only 6.
Yeah, as I said before, that ball was touched by Alo, touched by Nate Rankin, and then touched by Langhurst for the easy 3-point shot.
Davis to reply with 3 of his own, and boy, did the Glasgow Rocks need that.
Yeah, Sterling is playing great. He's had a fantastic season this year. Obviously, he's doing a great job coaching, but, you know, his team needs him much more as a player as opposed to a coach.
Oh, good hands from Huffer to knock it loose, but they do get it to Ranking in the corner. Resets himself. Murray diving out at him. Babalola with the rebound, can't convert. Tries again, still doesn't go for Olu Babalola. And he looks to the skies in frustration. He was eventually fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, great shot by Sterling down on the other end to answer, but it just starting to feel that momentum is starting to swing in favor of the Sharks. You know, Alu had, Nate Rankin had the shot, Alu rebound, miss, rebound, taken up again. He's probably more mad at himself because he was actually trying to draw the contact and finish. And right now, the Sharks will, good free throw shot by Alu, but right now it looks like the Sharks are going to continue to put the pressure on, because you got a lot of young players on the basketball court with the new guy coming in basketball, younger players that don't know, that haven't been in this position late in the basketball game. Knowing how to win and knowing how to close the game out is the question for the Rocks.
You get the sense this is a big 70 seconds here for the Rocks, just to try and maintain this lead going into the 4th quarter. Melinex gets himself in trouble, gets it out to Green, inside to Murray with the head fake, and he's fouled by Babalola. Good head fake, got Babalola in the wrong position, and all he could do is reach around and slap him one.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything. Smart play by Gareth Murray, and and getting the play. They thought he was shooting a jump shot. That's because Gareth Murray has such a great jump shot that you have to honor his jump shot, and that's what Alu did.
First foul of the game on Babalola. Green has a look up, sees we're into the final minute. Now he penetrates through, gets it out to Huffer. Huffer drives in. Huffer under pressure, gets the shot off. Great rebound from Singh, one-handing that in under pressure. Langhurst kicks it forward to Rankin, and he is stopped by Murray and will reset. Langhurst for 3, doesn't quite go. Oh, 2 shots getting each other way, Tuck and Singh, and eventually Huffer comes down with the ball.
You can't be upset with that by the Sharks. The great shot. Yeah, energy on the play. They just didn't come up with it. I think the Rocks are lucky in that situation there. As Green attack, moved the basketball. Sterling pump fake and look to attack the middle. Tipped by Langhurst, get the basketball to Green, and Green misses. Rebound, Babalola.
Babalola pulls it in and gets it out to Langhurst. Last 10 seconds, Rankin throws it forward to Tuck. Tuck, oh, he missed the lay-in! Green looking for the loose ball, 2 seconds, he sees it. Hopper throws it from inside his own half. Not that far away, but it doesn't go. This game very much in the balance as Babalola and the Sharks trying to make a comeback here, fam.
Yeah, they definitely did. Tuck is going to be mad at himself with that missed shot, that missed opportunity right there. And as you can see, as that quarter ended, you can see the Rocks walking back towards their bench, taking their breath, look tired, short legs, and all that other type of stuff. So right now, it's just, mainly, can the Sharks maintain that pressure to get themselves in the basketball game, and can the Rocks continue to play as well as they've been playing?
Well, a tremendous 3rd quarter there for the Sheffield Sharks. They've managed to close the gap back. Will the Rocks hang on, or can the Sharks overturn the deficit? 4th quarter action when we return.
Who will be the life and soul?
Francesca's got the personality of Plank.
Who will sell their soul?
I want to win money here. I want to win this.
The Devil's Dinner Party starts Wednesday, November 23rd. Sky Atlantic HD.
Dad?
Yes, son?
This human idea of Christmas shopping does my head in.
I know, son. It all feels a bit alien, doesn't it? Running around panicked. I thought 'twas the season to be jolly, but maybe not.
The big man in red seems happy enough.
Everyone else seems terribly stressy, though. I don't understand why they don't just reserve their presents online with Argos.
As a conundrum, it's up there with Justin Bieber and eggnog.
Eggnog.
Bieber.
Hello there.
To guarantee a great Christmas, Argos it. Just check and reserve online and pick up all your presents that same day from over 750 stores. We believe there's a better way to shop online. Argos it.
Okay.
Disaronno on the rocks.
Disaronno ginger.
Disaronno sour. Disaronno. Open the possibilities.
Justice has a price. I'm done. Justice in cinemas Friday.
Sky's Online Casino brings you a great range of online casino games with a completely free £5 bonus to new players to play on big-name games such as Deal or No Deal, Roulette and Real King, and favourite games like Blackjack, with versions including low stakes, high stakes or five-handed blackjack, and a jackpot slots game that's reached £2.6 million. Claim your £5 free now at Sky's Online Casino, skyvegas.com.
When we look at the world differently, it allows us to do different things. Whether it's mortgages that make coming home feel extra special. Or chasing great savings rates so you can sleep a little easier. Nationwide. On your side.
That's a nice clean approach from the field leader. Well, he couldn't have hoped for a better line, could he? Oh dear. Looks like he's in trouble here. How's he going to play it? Oh, that's a lovely little chip in. Such composure from the young man. That calls for a Carlsberg.
Carlsberg and Sky Sports, your weeknight reward.
Welcome back to Glasgow, where the hometown Rocks have been leading throughout this ball game, but they're going to have to withstand a fourth quarter charge, you feel here. Certainly Sheffield, who were in a 17-point hole at one stage, have made a rally, cut this one back down to 7, and all Rocks fans, whatever their makeup, will be hoping they can hang on here.
Definitely will be. Rocks really and truly should be a 5-point lead at this point in time. Tuck probably mad at himself that missed the layup, but right now it's anybody's basketball game.
Well, Huffer gets it in, gets the ball back out to Murray. Murray trying to go to work on Tuck, spins on him to the fall away. Tough shot from Gareth Murray.
Yeah, great answer, and it'd be interesting to see because Rocks is staying in the zone, and Sheffield had came out and they changed their defense and went back to their man-to-man defense. So we'll be seeing, if they change. Huffer again making the extra play, get a little hand on it, can't get a hand on it, get a foot on it. I think he got about 3, maybe 4 steals in this basketball game.
Yep, that will reset the shot clock to 14, one of the other rule changes this year. If it's above 14, it doesn't reset the shot clock. If it's below 14, it resets to 14. One of the things trying to speed the game up even more. Ryan King with 4 on the shot clock for 3. So in the old days, they wouldn't have had to take that shot. This time last year, they'd had another 10 seconds to move the ball around.
Yeah, it was just one of the rule changes that get the game speed up. Looked like Sheffield was going back into the zone and changes the complexity of the shot. So it got to invert for one possession man-to-man and then got back into the zone.
Here's Tuck, gets it out to Langos, and there is Huffer again with a hand in the passing lane. And you're right, he's got 3 steals already in the game. That's the most for any play.
Yeah, 3 steals and about 6 deflections, which changes the trajectory of the basketball. Nearly got that one there.
Singh for 3. Doesn't go, and Murray didn't do a very good job of boxing out Dobbins. Fortunately for him, the Rocks did come down with the ball.
Seemed like everything is falling the Rocks' way as Green looking to set the offense up, but trying to work out, where's the best shot to come from as he brings Sterling up and past the basketball.
Behind the back pass from Ellis, gets it to Green. Green under pressure, tipped in by Gareth Murray, and the lead goes back into double figures for the Rocks.
Yeah, Rocks are going to be happy that they made that play. A little foul call. Sterling's not happy with the foul call with the official. Official calls a blocking foul right there, and it looks like the emotion of the game is starting to take place, because as the game winding down, come closer and closer there with a little bumping call, referee call that one. You know, you can't argue against it. Just right now, it's just you can feel the intensity and emotion of the basketball game with both teams.
Malinek's call for the foul. Sheffield have looked to get down court quickly on Rock scores on occasion. Oh, what a block from Sterling Davis. Threw that one back out to the bench. Second block of the game for him.
Yeah, Sterling just trying to basically send a message. I mean, you know, he got a fantastic game plan as a coach, but as a player, you know, he's having a terrific game.
That one a little too easy. Tuck catching the ball right under the basket and laying it in.
That's what you call execution in practice in your out of bounds play. So that you can chalk that one up to the coach.
Green, Malinek fires up for three and hits! All string from Martins Malinek, and the lead is out to 12 again.
Wow, Rocks again playing at home, playing with no fear. Nate Rankin try to respond on the other end, can't buy the shot. Rebound Murray as he pushed the basketball. He looks at Green, Green tells him to go. Green catches the basketball, Sterling Davis for three. Oh, nearly there. Rebound Dobbins.
Halfway down, that one for Sterling, comes back out. Reinking has it. Reinking to Dobbins on the trail. Back out to Nate Reinking. Langhurst for three doesn't go. Tipped out of bounds, and it will be a Sheffield ball.
Right now, you get the feel that the Rocks have, as I said before, have the energy at this basketball game. But both teams are really shooting a three-point shot at this point in time. I think the last three or four shots were three-point shots. And, you know, if they drop, great. If they don't drop, you know, then you're putting your team at a huge disadvantage for fast break points.
Saved by Huffer, but that was, and the funny thing is Huffer will get accredited with the turnover there, and there was nothing more he could do about that.
Nah, he just tried to keep the ball in play and give his team a chance at playing. It's going to be interesting to see how long Sterling goes, you know, with the young guys. Wedemeyer's, just as he called it, Wedemeyer coming to the bench, because that definitely was not Huffer's turnover. He just tried to create something from it.
Well, Malinek gave them, what, 5 good minutes right there, and Wedemeyer back into the game now. He's on 4 fouls, remember. Yeah. Tuck with the bounce pass to Dobbins. He loses it, picked up by Green.
Yeah, right now, Sharks just fun with the basketball. As Dobbins slow getting up the court, Rocks move the basketball around, get the ball inside the Huffer, falling away, jump shot miss, rebound Wedemeyer.
Ripped away by Langhurst, and he's off and running. Sheffield momentarily had numbers, but Langhurst was forced to stop. Little floater in the lane, doesn't go. Green has it, has Huffer ahead of him. Reinking trying to slow him down, and bump foul, veteran foul by Nate Reinking.
Yeah, smart foul by Rankin, smart play by Green to try and advance the basketball, probably slow the basketball down a little bit, put him one step closer to getting into the penalty and shooting free throws at the end. Seems like both teams are going to continue to stay in the zone where they're protecting the area as opposed to guarding the man-to-man. Wedemeyer checks into the basketball game, gets a rebound, gets an open shot. Huffer keeps the rebound alive, tips it back out, calling for it. Three-point shot and misses it. Sterling trying to keep it alive, running over the back and slapping the basketball out, creating a foul. But
it was an adrenaline shot there by Huffer. He'd made the hustle play, and he was like, give me the ball, I'm ready to go. And unfortunately for him, that one didn't quite go.
Looks like Atiba is going again, bringing Babalola back into the basketball game and trying to get something, taking Singh out of the basketball game and seeing if they can try and get something. Sorry, Langhurst out of the basketball game.
Reinking into Bichette now through the middle. Dobbins off the glass, and against the zone, that's a good way of attacking.
Yeah, they move the basketball all the way around and get the basketball to the short corner of the court and then hit Dobbins, the big guy, as he dives towards the basket and get the play. And you still get the sense that even though Rocks have the momentum of this basketball game, it's still only a 10-point game with 6 minutes left to go. You just don't feel that they're quite just absolutely out of it.
Well, 10.6 minutes. We've seen it done on numerous occasions. Davis needs to get this in, and he does to Green.
Looks like the Sharks changed their defense. They came out of the zone, and they're going back into the man-to-man defense. And, you know, they just seem like they're going to try and, you know, tone up and play as Green drive to the basket, challenge Dobbins, and he misses. Dobbins rebound, nearly turns it over.
He almost threw that one to Atiba Lyons on the sideline there. Reinking with his trusty shot from the elbow, which doesn't quite go. Tuck with the rebound. Davis might got a little piece of that from behind. But the Rocks come up with it. Huffer has Green cutting to the basket, driving in, using his body well to keep the defender away and lay it in off the glass. Davis gets a hand into that. Murray keeps it alive to Green. Green just lost it for a second.
Yeah, it just seems like right now in Sheffield going for the big plays while the Rocks are just, you know, wearing them down, you know, taking shot after shot inside the kid, and you get a timeout since because they lose. They just lost the momentum again in that basketball game where they just had it at the start of it with getting the basketball to the baseline and Dobbins going inside, and they just had it and cut it, and then just seemed like the Rocks, you know, got it right back off of hustle plays, off of deflections, off of steal, off of cutting to the basket and getting open shots. And the Sharks just seem like, you know, they're still waiting for something to happen, or they're trying to make the big play happen as opposed to winning the small battles.
And it's something you've been saying all game, really, Fab, that we've been talking about the hustle plays of the Rocks, and every time they look like they might be on a wobble, they come up with a steal from Huffer or a block from Davis or something like that, just to give themselves a bit more energy back.
Yeah, I mean, that, and in all honesty, that's what they can do. As you can see here, Sterling talking to his guys, you know, trying to get them to continue to doing what they're doing, giving them confidence, as opposed to early on you see Tim and Atiba drawing up what they're going to do, how they're going to do it. So more or less giving their players direction for what they're going to, for what they need to do. Trying to give them confidence in another way, as opposed to giving them direction, as opposed to Sterling trying to keep his guys continue doing what they've been doing.
It's been a long, hard day out there. He's looking a little weary. But there's only a few yards left to make, and there's a real look of determination. Oh, lovely settled stance. Eyes never wavering. Classic grip. It's a tap-in from here.
That calls for a Carlsberg.
Carlsberg and Sky Sports, your weeknight reward.
Order your succulent Norfolk Black Turkey now, and it'll be ready and waiting in-store in time for Christmas. Sainsbury's, bringing you all of the ingredients for a show-stopping Christmas.
It all starts with a Windows 7 PC.
You can't help but love this movie.
He's inspirational.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, Anna Kendrick, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Angelica Houston. 50-50. Magnum Mini Liqueur. Irish cream and limoncello. Full Magnum pleasure in mini size.
Join SkyPoker.com this autumn. Whatever your level or experience, we'll start you off with £10 completely free, giving you immediate entry to 4 tournaments, including our exclusive UK online poker series, plus free entry to 2 £1,000 new player free rolls. On top of that, you can also collect monthly bonuses as you play. 3 great reasons to join Sky's growing poker community. SkyPoker.com.
Feeling a bit woolly-headed? Mucus makes the congestion worse. Try Mucus Relief Tablets, new to Sudafed. They ease the swelling in your nasal passages and help to reduce the amount of mucus you produce. For a clearer head, try Sudafed.
At Empower, we want to give you a helping hand during the colder months.
I've got it.
Last one. Let's get this secured.
So whether you're with us already or thinking about joining, you could fix your energy prices for 2 winters. There. That's fixed it. Plus, when you sign up, we'll give you up to £40 off your bill, making this winter a little easier. Here's how. Call 0800 40 60 30.
Justice has a price.
I'm done.
Justice in cinemas Friday.
Yeah, no, things are good. Got a little boy. Never let him go through what I did.
I'm still having nightmares, but my anger's under control. It's like I could see a way out. That woman from Bernardo's is alright. I trust her.
Don't trust no one. I ain't changing.
They laughed at me. They said I was thick. I won't say that again.
Mummy's boyfriend hears me. I'm scared.
An unfazed England produced one of their finest displays in years to dump out the reigning world and Four Nations champions New Zealand. Now, it's the Aussies in the final and a chance for revenge. The Gillette Four Nations final, Saturday 5:30, Sky Sports HD2.
Well, back out come the Rocks from that timeout. Sheffield break later, and here they come. It's the same fives who went into the timeout, who come out of it. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. The Rocks have led pretty much from start to finish. 71-58, the current scoreline. If Sheffield ought to come back and win this game and not drop to a third defeat of the league campaign, they're going to have to do it in a hurry here. Tuck from behind the arc for three doesn't go. Murray with a little push in the back, and Dobbins didn't need any encouragement to make the referee see it. And Gareth Murray has just fouled out of the ball game, and that is a big blow.
And that was one of the things that we were talking about earlier, a game of attrition, fitness, and smarts. It was a foul, small foul, not much in it. As you can see there, it's just probably a little bit momentum, just grazed them, but it's still a foul, easy call for the official to make. Just can't do that when you have 4 fouls.
Now next, check back into the game for him. Ryan King in the corner for three doesn't go. And Wedemeyer will watch that one go all the way out of bounds for a Rocks possession.
Yeah, Wedemeyer, you can say, didn't even want to get tanged up with Tuck. You know, he kept him on his back and just let it go out of bounds because he can't pick up the ball because he's on 4 fouls as well. So it's a game of attrition for the Rocks. Fitness and smartness and not getting in foul trouble. As Rocks move the basketball, get the ball to Sterling Davis, who's looked, pass the basketball up top.
Here's Wedemeyer in the low post. Shot clock into single figures. Spinning into a double team. Gets it out to Davis. Davis off the glass. Didn't hit the ring. No reset. Wedemeyer gets it off on the shot clock buzzer. Dobbins with the rebound. Jump ball is the call from the officials. And the possession arrow is pointing the way of the Sharks.
And Dobbins shaking his head, can't believe that there wasn't a foul in the play, hoping because obviously there's a lot of contact getting the basketball there, but again, it's just the Rocks having hands on the basketball, hustle plays going to the Rocks.
Shot around the screen from Dobbins. Gets it out to Babalola. Tuck. Shot clock into single figures as Ryan King penetrates. That trusty left-handed floater is good for 2.
Yeah, it looked right there that they moved the basketball, and then got the shot that they wanted to get with Nate Rankin running towards the basket and making an easy shot that he's been doing his whole career.
Green with a quick step to the hole for 2.
Yeah, easy drive from Green, saw nobody was underneath the basket, and just put his head down and attacked the basket there.
Babalola from the foul line doesn't go. Dobbins with the offensive rebound. That wasn't going, just bobbled out. they've missed a few close in that they really need to make, Sheffield.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it's not necessarily the three-point shot, it's just the easy twos. As Dobbins trying to take the charge call right there, Fisher's looking to wave him off and say it wasn't enough contact for him.
3 minutes to go in the ball game as fired up from Green. What a shot from Michael Green. And the lead leaps out again for the Rocks. They just show no sign of giving in here.
Oh, they definitely don't. That shot right there was just a momentum shot, you know, confidence going on. Green put the ball on the floor, he pulls up, and it's nothing but twine. Didn't hit nothing, you know, just you know, a tough shot as, you know, they clean up the floor with the wet spot, and the Rocks take advantage of trying to catch their breath on the play.
Has it knocked away by Huffer. What a performance this guy has had. Danny Huffer, he doesn't come up with the ball, but defensively and offensively, he's done it for the Rocks.
I mean, I hate to say it, and I have to call it, and Sterling Davis, I love Sterling to death, and a great player in that, and Green is exciting, but I have to give him a lot of credit for, you know, Huff is the man of the match for me so far. You know, I'm not saying that. I mean, 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. You know, it's you know, it's how if the Rocks don't win this game, it's how they lose it. More of a question because the Sharks again.
There he is
Huffer,
again with the steal.
Yeah.
Huffer off the run in, and he will jam it down two-handed with his 5th steal of the game. He jams it in for 18 big ones.
I mean, he's playing fantastic basketball, and right now, you know,
ranking to the hole.
You just try to stop the bleeding right there. That's what that basket was about. Right now, Rocks is just, you know, it's just playing extremely well, playing off the motion and adrenaline.
Green driving through, gets it out. Malinex for 3. Yes, all string! And the lead now is out to 18 with 2 minutes to go, and surely that's enough now for the Rocks.
Yeah, that definitely is. You know, you can call it at this point in time, you know.
Good hands from Huffer again to knock it loose. Might get another steal for that as Green goes to the hole. He's fouled. Rebound, Wedemeyer off the glass. Doesn't quite go. Tuck pulls in the rebound.
And you can see there, Green still tipped the basketball out of bounds, had a hustle play on that end. You know, they had a fast break miss, had an offensive rebound. It just seems like every hustle play Rocks are coming up with, and it just seemed like all the shots that Sheffield normally drops, make even the 2-point shots, just haven't, you know, gone in. It just seemed like that the ring has a lid on it for the Rocks tonight. I mean, for the Sharks tonight.
Sing on the far side. Dobbins, ooh, just lost it for a second, misses the close, and the tip doesn't go either. Langhurst with the rebound, and he's tripped over.
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm talking about with a lid on the ring, because Dobbins got the basketball. Great move. Sterling tried to pull a chair out from under him, and Dobbins, you know, didn't miss the didn't fall for it, but missed the shot. Got an offensive rebound and missed the shot again.
Just too much on it, and then Tuck was really coming from underneath it, trying to tip it over.
And that's just been the story of the game tonight. You know, it just seemed like right now, you know, the Rocks regroup well, and to be honest, how much of it is psychological, because they knew they were down 2 players. I have to hold my hand up. EJ, you know, maybe, but then obviously losing the big guy out of the basketball game, you know, I have to turn around and say I would advantage Sheffield, but, you know, Rocks know better.
Well, most definitely. I mean, as they proved on Friday, they can compete even with EJ out. But once Cranston went off, he only played a couple of minutes at the start of the game, and that's a big piece of their puzzle gone right there. But the other guys have stepped up. Credit to all of them.
Yeah, credit to the Rocks team and the way that they're playing. Credit to the coach and that they're playing. But the question, as you can see, Atiba sitting standing on the sideline, looking a little bit frustrated in the basketball game, is how he's going to get his team to respond, because this Sheffield team is a good basketball team. Let's not confuse it. You know, it just came up a little bit late. Dobbins more of a frustration foul there, as Green trying to come across with a blocking foul. And right now it's just going to be about how they regroup from this game, because obviously it's another league. By no means are they out of it, but at the same time, it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest position for them to be in.
Well, the Rocks fans getting to their feet for the final minute, ready to start the countdown to the celebrations of a memorable victory here over the Sharks as Green drives through, and Michael Green has had a tremendous game. He's the lead. Oh, stolen away by Hupper again. Couldn't quite convert that time. But Green's the leading scorer with 23 points, and ordinarily you'd say MVP, but Hupper just showed us there with a 6th steal how important he's been to
Yeah, it definitely is, you know, in this basketball game. It's probably maybe,
oh, what a block from Davis from behind. Smashed it out of bounds out of the hands of Dobbins.
And that's his 3rd block of the basketball game. You know, you got to give credit to the Rocks in this basketball game. Offensive rebound, you see the replay. Sterling timed it right and got the basketball, blocked it out of bounds. Langhurst go up for a 3-point shot, hits nothing but the net. And that, again, that's a frustration 3-point shot right there.
Well,
you know.
from behind, we're standing right down the line. It looked like it might have been a swish for a second there, but in fact it was an air ball as it just hit the front of the ring. But what an excellent victory as time runs down here last few seconds. What an excellent victory for the Rocks.
Yeah, it definitely is an excellent victory for the Rocks. It gives them a little bit of momentum and confidence. You know, arguably they came up a little bit short in their last basketball game because it could have been arguably a winnable basketball game. As you can hear the crowd going wild, and they should be celebrating their Rocks team because they came out spectacular. But a great momentum boost for them, especially with 2 players down, 2 key players down. And his question is going to be from the Sharks is how they respond.
Well, a tremendous performance from Danny Hupper, our MVP, has seen the Rocks through to victory despite losing 2 players through injury. The Rocks have won here 82 points to 64. But Danny, a tremendous performance from yourself. 5 steals in there, about 18, 20 points. It really was a big game from you.
Yeah, it was definitely a big game today. We knew we had to step up a lot. Just different players stepped in big time. I just feel like I just had to pick up my role, especially with E.J. Harrison being out of the game right now. It just makes me have to be more of an effective player.
I mean, you come into the game, you know EJ's not going to play. Does it give you a different mindset, know you're going to be getting those extra minutes?
Yeah, definitely. I just know, like, when I go in there, I have to get right on my game, not just get in the rhythm, but also just get everyone going and also bring the energy off the bench. It's just a big role for me, and it's also like a big encouragement for my team also. So one person starts getting it and everyone else starts getting a rhythm on also.
And then, of course, Cranston goes down 2 or 3 minutes into the game, and suddenly you look very short on the bench, but the whole team really stepped up and filled that gap.
Yeah, that was definitely a blow to our team right there. But when someone goes down, we just stick together, and no matter what happens, you know, we're all one team. And Sterling Davis is a real good coach. He just puts us together and puts us in our own role. So it just helps us all together, and that's what made us perform really well tonight.
Tremendous performance. Well done. Thank you very much. Well, Atiba, where did it go wrong here tonight?
I think second half, we didn't finish plays. You know, that's a simplistic answer to the whole thing. We didn't make shots we needed to. You know, they went on a run. We had more than enough chippies. We could have finished those, slow their runs down a little bit here and there. We didn't finish it. You know, missed fast break layups, we missed post moves, missed putbacks, you know, missed alley-oops, missed everything that was chippies that, you know, you can kind of, you know, you can live with missing three-pointers and tough pull-ups, but if you can't make those, you're going to be in for a long night. And, you know, showed, you know, we just didn't get anything going for us.
Third quarter, it looked like you were going to make a bit of a run at them, but they came up with some good defensive plays, Huffer in particular with some steals.
Yeah, I think we were kind of careless with the ball. Our guards, you know, it's been our Achilles heel since so far in the season. And, you know, it's no excuse really. You know, Glasgow played really well. You know, they did a good job on us defensively. They knocked us out of our rhythm. We didn't respond. You know, you got to be more mature and we got to be stronger and tougher. This is a different league. You know, guys have got to adjust, and we got to adjust faster than we have been.
And when you see EJ on the bench and then Cranston hobbling off with an ankle injury, did you think we have a real opportunity here today?
It doesn't matter who's on the floor. You know, they've got enough guys. They may not have been deep, but they had enough guys, and they played zone, so they got the rest of the guys a little bit. They had a solid five, you know, and it's just didn't do what we needed to. Like I said, defensively they were better than us, and they showed it tonight.
Well, EJ out injured, and then Cranston turns his ankle in the first couple of minutes. I mean, you must have thought you were right up against it at that point.
Listen, when it rains, it pours, you know, and I think, you know, that's just the story of us right now. We suffer with some injuries right now, so, you know, I'm just glad, I'm proud of the guys who came up and stepped up for us, and you know, we were able to get the win. It's just good.
Particularly in the first half, you saw Huffer and Wedemeyer really came on and did a great job to build you that lead at halftime.
Yeah, they've both been playing well for me. I couldn't expect anything more from those two guys. They work hard every day in practice. Huffer in particular, he's really exceeded expectations this year for me, and he'll continue to get better. I think, those two guys, along with the rest of the team, it's just been a great effort for everybody.
And when they look like making a run in the third quarter, Huffer again with a couple of important steals for you.
Yeah, he's a defensive specialist. He's big hands, a big wingspan, and he does a good job of gambling. It's a nightmare at times for a coach, but at the same time, he really helps you because of his athleticism, and he came up with some big ones for us tonight.
And both yourself and Michael Green hit some big shots, and it was pretty comfortable really in those last few minutes.
You know what, I just told the guys, we got to continue to improve, and I thought Friday we had a good intensity out there. We just didn't finish it off like we were supposed to. My challenge for them today was to try to duplicate our performance on Friday, and I think we did a good job of coming out with a high intensity and then being able to stay consistent with that. We knew it in the second half they would come out and make a run, and I told them, we have to withstand the run and cut it to a minimum as much as possible. And I think we did a good job of that, and we countered everything that they did. So it was just a great effort from the team.
Excellent win tonight. Well done. Thank you. Let's take a look then at all the results from around the BBL this weekend. Not many fixtures played, quite a few of them in the BBL Cup competition. On Friday night, the Wolves with a comfortable 91-62 victory over the Tigers, and Newcastle coming from behind for a thrilling 3-point win over Glasgow. 78-75 that one finished. Leicester with a big win on the road at Cheshire to book their place in the semi-finals. That draw sees Newcastle taking on the Riders and Plymouth and Worcester going head-to-head. Just 2 games played in the championship this weekend. On Saturday night, Worcester with a thrilling 65-64 victory over Durham, and we just seen Glasgow beat the Sharks. Not much change in the league table. Rocks climbing up to 2nd, Sheffield dropping down to 8th. So an exciting game here in Glasgow, and there's much more coming your way. Join us next week when we'll be at the home of the Sheffield Sharks as they take on a buoyant Leicester Riders side. That's Tuesday, 22nd of November, Sky Sports 3 from 11 p.m. Or you can catch the repeat on Wednesday, 23rd of November, also on Sky Sports 3 at 9 a.m. We'll see you next week for more thrilling BBL action. Goodbye.
I had an amazing time tonight.
Did you really?
How about we go for lunch on Saturday?
Bit busy.
A nice Sunday roast.
But I'm free any other time.
Okay, how about drinks on Monday night?
Apart from the Monday. I'll call you.
3 unmissable games from the Barclays Premier League. Coverage sponsored by Ford, Sky Sports HD.
Sky's Online Casino brings you a great range of online casino games with a completely free £5 bonus to new players to play on big-name games such as Deal or No Deal, Roulette and Real King, and favourite games like Blackjack, with versions including low stakes, high stakes or 5-handed blackjack. and a jackpot slots game that's reached £2.6 million. Claim your £5 free now at Sky's online casino, skyvegas.com.
The Saver menu is full of classic McDonald's tastes, such as the mouth-marvelling 99p medium fries. So classic, if they were a film, it would be timeless and all emotional. Or the taste bud sizzling £1.39 double cheeseburger. So classic, it would make the most classic car feel a little bit sad. That's McDonald's, and then some.
Oh no, oh yes, this is critical. Oh no, oh yes, no man can walk alone. I'm living like you and me. The whole world wants to see how crazy this is.
Get it on for the end of the world. New Links 2012, the final edition.
Touch.
Function.
Form. Sleek.
Slender.
Curves.
Caress.
Trap, shut, bet, on, paddy, power. An iPhone, Android and BlackBerry. Tea, please. Sucres, duh.
Dad?
Yes, son.
This human idea of Christmas shopping does my head in.
I know, son. It all feels a bit alien, doesn't it? Running around panicked. I thought 'twas the season to be jolly, but maybe not.
The big man in red seems happy enough.
Everyone else seems terribly stressy, though. I don't understand why they don't just reserve their presents online with Argos.
As a conundrum, it's up there with Justin Bieber and eggnog.
Eggnog.
Bieber.
Hello there.
To guarantee a great Christmas, Argos it. Just check and reserve online and pick up all your presents that same day from over 750 stores. We believe there's a better way to shop online. Argos it.
Oh.
Is that like yours, Richard?
No, that's a Porsche. I got Clio.
The Cafe opens Wednesday, November 23rd on Sky One HD.
For 20 years, the home of sport.